Katsuo Ishiguro's masterpiece, Never Let Me Go, tells the tale of Kathy and her childhood friends, Ruth and Tommy. Kathy is now a carer, a role not dissimilar to a long-term nurse. Kathy, the 31-year-old narrator, tells this story of her life with Tommy and Ruth through flashbacks, starting with her childhood and moving progressively forward. It is important to remember, as you are reading, that the events happened in the past. They are only memories for Kathy. These three friends grew up together at Hailsham, what seems to be a boarding school. Yet there is something odd about Hailsham. Staff members are not referred to as teachers, but instead as guardians. And the students have minimal contact with the world outside of their school. In this school, Kathy and her peers are constantly encouraged to be creative. Regularly during childhood, a mysterious woman, known only as Madame, comes to the school to collect their artwork. She is their one interaction with the outside world. Students speculate that Madame collects artwork for a gallery she curates. If for us, the gallery remained a hazy realm, what was solid enough fact was that Madame's turning up, usually twice, sometimes 3 or 4 times each year, was to select from our best work. We called her Madame because she was French or Belgian. There was a dispute as to which, and that was what the guardians always called her. She was a tall, narrow woman with short hair, probably quite young still, though at the time we wouldn't have thought of her as such. She always wore a sharp gray suit, and unlike the gardeners, unlike the drivers who brought in our supplies, unlike virtually anyone else who came in from outside, she wouldn't talk to us and kept us at a distance with her chilly look. For years we thought of her as snooty, but then one night, when we were 8, Ruth came up with another theory. She's scared of us, Ruth declared. From the emphasis on creativity, it appears the school is an arts boarding school. Yet one day, a guardian tells Tommy that it is not important if he is not creative, a shocking comment considering the school has, until now, seemed to be an art school. As the story progresses, and as is evident from the text, it becomes clear that there is a lot more going on than what seems to be happening in Kathy's life. This incredible page-turner reminds me of The Giver by Lois Lowry. Both have unique settings where something is not quite right, but it is never directly stated. Additionally, both stories have a love interest that is made difficult due to how the setting affects the characters. While The Giver is more immediate action-driven, Never Let Me Go has more of a reminiscent sense to it. While the text does not immediately seem so, it falls under the category of science fiction. Science fiction is not always spaceships and lasers. It is merely a setting where one major aspect has changed from reality. This genre is important to keep in mind as you read through the text, as Ishiguro is very subtle about what is so distinct about the world. Additionally, in science fiction, the author changes something for a specific purpose. He or she wants you to consider that thought process. Recognizing these changes, then using them to consider the implications, is the ethical examination for which most science fiction authors strive, Ishiguro included. Similar texts to Never Let Me Go play off of similar science fiction speculation tropes. Readers who enjoy the hypothetical aspect of this story would enjoy George Orwell's 1984. Other readers who enjoy the story about young adults struggling for personhood could also consider Margaret Peterson Haddox's Among the Hidden series.